Okay, change of venue and catching up on the story. I had arrived at the island by boat with Casper and Mina, and boat ride was beautiful. 20 minutes. I think I mentioned I was trying to memorize it. And get to the island, unloaded, and was oriented to the rooms. Talked about that real briefly. But basically, the setting is that there's four structures. Um, Casper's house, which is like the main house, and has a two-story layout. The bottom story has a great room that includes the kitchen and the living room and the dining room, sort of all combined. And then off to the side is the master bedroom, which is his room, which really has two rooms. There's like an ante room and then the room that has like his bed. And go up some stairs to the second floor, which is just a partial second floor over essentially Casper's bedroom and that second room. And ooh, that was my door. One room encompasses the whole sort of like it's big, and but it's got a loft kind of a ceiling, and then the other room is just at the very end of the hallway, which has just that sort of pointy loft, small enough for a bed and a table kind of a thing over the porch. So there's the layout. There's the house of number one. Another structure is an Airbnb structure that he rents out for like daily weekends kind of stuff. It was rented at the time by a German Finnish family, or a family from Germany that was stationed to work in Finland. Had two kids and a dog, and that house has a sauna in it. Sleeps like 4 or 5 people. Small kitchen, and then a third structure is an Airbnb house that he rents by the year, and he has a tenant that's been there 3 or 4 years or something, and not there all the time, but chooses to come and go and just pays for the whole year. And then the fourth structure is like a storage building with stand-up paddle boards and kayaks. And there's also a trail to an outhouse. All this is relatively new. He spent 5 years building this little compound and moved the structures minus the outhouse. He had moved all the structures over from the old village on this island, which was a difficult process. It required barges and heavy equipment to sort of level out things. And anyway, it was like a big 5 year process to get everything out there. He had also won over the heart of his great aunt because he was the only sort of descendant of the original great grandfather owner who was still doing the island in the original way. So like old school. There's electricity and there's water, but other than that, like it has Wi-Fi obviously, but other than that, like not super modern accommodations. Some of the younger other folks were building modern houses with modern saunas and the whole shebang. So he was kind of like the I think he was special in the family's eyes. So anyway, we get there and we're hanging out and have a glass of wine on the rock, and it's beautiful. It's the middle of the day. We went for a swim, met Pedro the amazing, I'm sorry, not Pedro, met Pablo. I might have to re-record that because I just dishonored Pablo. But anyway, met Pablo, the amazing golden retriever, and we were just hanging out. Dinner that night was with what we had brought, a bunch of fresh things. I was excited about 3 different varieties of pickled herring. One has a mustard sauce, one is more of just a dill pickly kind of like vinegary flavor. The third one I can't remember what it was, but Mina had made these sort of open faced sandwiches that each had like a hard boiled egg slice with some of this herring and fresh tomatoes, and it was all on this kind of gluten free, dairy free pumpernickel style like dark bread, and it was freaking amazing. It was just like a heavenly way to start eating in Finland, and that was like the appetizer course. And I think we did smoked fish. Yeah, I think we did smoked fish for our sort of main. We had a lot of it. We also had some cold cuts and some other things that we were just eating up things that we had brought that were ready to go. Woke up the next day. Oh, sleeping that night was really nice. Opened the windows, figured out how to open up these windows in that room so the fresh air was coming in. Moonlight. It didn't really get super dark until like 2-ish, and it wasn't dark dark. It was just like darker than the rest of the night. And then by 4 or so, it was getting light again. Woke up and had an amazing breakfast on the island. Again, blowing my mind because this had been sort of billed as a you're on your own camping style. And it was quite the opposite. I felt like a guest of honor in this amazing Finnish household that had planned it all out, and Casper and Mina had actually just met. And so, anyway, it was just this sort of like fortuitous combo of people stepping up and making things happen, and everyone was enjoying it and getting to know each other.